Nearly a year since Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed, the National Transportation Safety Board is issuing a safety recommendation for dozens of bridges across the country, including several in our area.
Yeah, like almost all of them. Hi, Cheyenne.
Hi, Mike and Alex. Yeah, one of the bridges actually being assessed to see if it could handle this type of impact is the Ben Franklin Bridge behind me, because now the NTSB is saying that if the Francis Scott Key Bridge was assessed for this type of risk, the catastrophe could have been prevented. So back on March 26th, the bridge in Baltimore crashed into the water after a cargo ship passing underneath struck one of its pillars. As a result, unfortunately, 6 construction workers lost their lives. Well, now the NTSB is recommending that the 30 owners of 68 bridges conduct a vulnerability assessment, including the Delaware River Port Authority. If you look at this breakdown on your screen, you can see there are nearly 10 bridges in our area that are on this list, including the Walt Whitman, Ben Franklin, Betsy Ross, Delaware River Turnpike, and Commodore Barry bridges. Take a listen to what the Delaware River Bay Authority had to say about how they are protecting the Delaware Memorial Bridge.
Ships of today, the tankers of today, they're a lot bigger and a lot faster than they were in the 50s and 60s. So there was an effort and a conscious decision made to move this project along and prioritize it. It's our $95 million insurance policy. You hope you never have to use it. You wonder why you spend $95 million on a project that's in the river, and more than likely it won't be needed. But if it is, you have it, and we're going to have it.
And the bridges identified were designed before 1991, and the current guidance was established. Other notable locations on this list include the Golden Gate Bridge, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and the Brooklyn Bridge. You can see there that full screen that I mentioned earlier. Now, it is also recommended that the bridges owners implement a comprehensive risk reduction plan if needed. Again, the Ben Franklin Bridge is on this list because frequently ships pass underneath. Risk reductions could include infrastructure improvements or operational changes. And to put it into perspective, the Francis Scott Key Bridge opened in 1977 and the Ben Franklin in 1926. So this is a much older bridge, but officials say that because of the shallow water, it is protected. But despite this warning that the NTSB is putting out, they also want to make it clear that just because they are saying there needs to be this risk assessment does not mean that if a large ship comes underneath of the Ben Franklin Bridge or any of the other that are on this list, you saw that there is 68 across the country. This doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to collapse. It's kind of just one of those situations, Mike and Alex, where you would rather be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. So, thank you, Cheyenne. Now, get out of the wind.